You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Snooki and JWoww After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Snooki and JWoww After Show.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
What's up, guys? I am back in the building with my co-host tonight for another AFTERBUZZ After Show of MTV's Snooki and JWoww. We're in Season 3, Episode 3, which I actually find that shocking because I thought it was 4. I just feel like I've been here for a while already. And it was called Mommy. And at first I was kind of curious as to why, but then we kind of found out, aside from Lorenzo, the ending, which we'll explain later. But please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Ashley Daniels. Nice to be with you all again.
I'm Charlotte Broadbent. It's my first time here. I'm super excited.
She has the cutest accent ever. By
She
the way.
does. Tell us
just
where
sounds
you're
so
from
smart.
and how'd you get involved in AFTERBUZZ?
I'm from England. I moved to LA 4 or 5 months ago, but I was in Florida first. So
Wow.
I've been in America for a while.
And are you a big fan of Snooki and JWoww?
Love it. I loved Jersey Shore. I loved it all. And I was just thinking today how amazing Snooki looks. She looks so good compared with the very first time she walked into Jersey Shore and she was like, the party's here, to now. She just looks, well, not that she didn't look good then, but she just is stunning now. She looks.
No, yeah,
I'll tell
360.
you.
She was a little ratchet back then, but now she, is stylish and weight loss and everything.
Yeah,
She's great.
she looks good.
For sure. Well, tonight's episode was nothing short of interesting. I mean, we saw Roger, pretty much theme of the night, was scaring everybody. I mean, even from that first opening scene where he had the bra on his head and he freaked JWoww out in their bedroom.
Well, this answers our question. We thought there was possibly a haunted house that they were going in.
Yes.
But we now know it was kind of a haunted house.
It is a haunted house,
it
but
was
a real
really
one.
haunted.
Definitely, with the Halloween spirit, last month we just had Halloween and everything. We had figured, why are they shooting this? Halloween's this month, it's coming up. And we know, in production, things have a different time frame. They probably shot this a few months ago, and it's been packaged already, ready to go for broadcast. And we're finally seeing it. And then we learned that they actually went to some, psych ward type of place.
Yes.
Which was so creepy, but cool at the same time. Would you guys ever do something like that?
Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah?
yeah. They have one in San Francisco. I forget the name of the jail, but there's a prison that you can walk through. It's frightening. It was my birthday, so I was like, do I really want to be with dead people on my birthday? And hell yeah. But the line was so long and it was already dark, and I didn't really want to die.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Those things kind of creep me out. I was in Long Beach at the Queen Mary a couple weeks ago and for Halloween, and just the people talking that it was actually haunted, and someone said to me, don't bring a spirit back, like Snooki said tonight, and it's like, wow, can you actually
Do that.
bring?
You can,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah.
I believe in that stuff, and
If
it
you're
seems like you
vulnerable.
guys do too.
If you're vulnerable. And
If you're
they feed
fear,
on that.
yeah,
Mhm.
fear,
Yes,
they
yes.
feed off that.
Yeah.
If you're into spirit stuff.
Yes.
But usually when you go to places like that, it's blocked off to the public, and you can't really hire paranormal investigators personally to just walk you through on a guided tour.
Yeah. Well, you can if you're making
Yeah, for a TV show.
$175,000 an episode.
I'm sure the actual it's probably owned by the state or something of that matter, and they probably paid off those types of officials to be able to even film there, because you can't just
Right.
break in. It's illegal. I mean, you can, but not for TV.
Right. Do you think they broke in though?
No, because it would be a legal
Yeah.
issue.
Right. No, they. I don't know why, because you mentioned breaking. I thought that was kind of I thought that was a private guided tour that you could do if you wanted to.
No, those people were hired paranormal investigators.
Oh.
Just into an abandoned place.
Yeah, and an abandoned place is the key word. This is not open to the public. Usually stuff like that just was left alone because no one could pay for it anymore. So it just wasn't something they could sustain pretty much.
Right.
I mean, I've actually done something like that when I was younger. I went with some friends to an abandoned insane asylum in Long Island, actually.
Oh
That's
my
where
gosh.
I'm from. And it was the freakiest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, so scary, and it looked just like that on the inside.
Did you feel like you brought anything home with you?
No.
Did you hear ghosts? Like one of them said in tonight's episode, well, they thought they said mommy. Like, did you hear
We
anything
didn't have
like
any
that?
paranormal equipment, but I did take pictures with my camera, and there were tons of orbs. Like, if I show you guys these pictures, you would be so freaked out because it wasn't just like dust. A lot of, critics say, oh, it's just dust in the lens, whatever. These were like blurry pictures of what I was taking a shot of, and then orbs all over the place in perfect circles.
I've seen those things. I've seen pictures
Yeah.
like that before. Did you ever have the Lizzie Borden house? Sorry, I feel like I'm so bad that I have my back turned on you. So I'm sorry. I love you. The Lizzie, I have to speak into this. So I'm very sorry. There's a Lizzie Borden something. It's some haunted place in Massachusetts, I think. My neighbor went to it, and she loves this paranormal stuff, and she swears by it. She heard things. She was up all night. She was like out of her mind.
Where is
frightened.
this again?
I think it's in Massachusetts, somewhere in Massachusetts, or it's somewhere near Massachusetts. I don't know exactly where it is, but it was real. And there's this little girl died there, I guess, or something like that.
When people die
It really
and
can
the
haunt.
spirits around, like that stuff just creeps me out.
I wouldn't want to sleep overnight. You have to sleep overnight in this place. That's the
that's
thing.
creepy.
So you have to sleep all night in like her bedroom, or like it's just really.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, a while ago they were casting for a reality show where they were going to lock a few people in overnight in a haunted place, and some of the AfterBuzz hosts were actually up for that job. Like, they actually had to do a casting and a whole thing for it.
Okay.
It's a really scary idea. I could never do something like that.
No,
I'm into
I would
it,
never.
but I'll watch it on TV. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So, Snooki, JWoww, Gianni, and Roger, you can live out that fantasy for me because I'm not down for it. But before all this went down in the episode, we saw Snooki and Lorenzo spending some quality time together. It was really cute and adorable. Who doesn't love Lorenzo?
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's adorable. He's going to be like a heartthrob when he gets older, I think.
He's a little Guido. I like him.
A little Guido, exactly. Perfect words to
Baby
describe
Guido.
him.
And it's funny how Snooki said, I don't want to think about him hooking up with girls because he's going to be such a hit.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that when she said that. I can't believe, first of all, that those ideas are even coming into her head this soon because he's not even walking yet, let's put it that way.
Disgusting.
But I mean, it's going to happen, and I just can't even imagine how his life's going to be growing up in the spotlight.
It will.
It's going to be interesting.
He's no Apple or Coco. I don't know if he's going to be, Brangelina's kids. They're obviously in a different light. Tom Cruise's kid, what's her name? Suri.
Suri, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be followed around and put on the covers of, Vogue Baby for what he's wearing. He's obviously not like one of those celebrity kids that they're going to be followed every single day. We just know that. I mean, I don't even think they're really followed that much. On the East Coast, I think it's different. I don't think there's as many paparazzi that their
They
life
say
could
that
be
there's
that.
not.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, TMZ just started like a tour bus in New York and Manhattan, but other than that,
Tour buses are so ridiculous because a lot of the times they show you around to places that celebrities have already moved and left, or it's a gate of a house and the house is like 20 miles up the hill.
Yeah.
So you don't even see anything. It's just so ridiculous.
it is. I've never done one of them, but
I did
No,
one when I was younger here in Hollywood, and I see them driving now, and it's like crazy because they're going up this windy road into the Hollywood Hills, and they're saying, oh yeah, so-and-so lives here. Do they?
Do they still live there is the question. They rented for a month. No, that's not it. But, I mean, overall, it was cute to see Lorenzo and Snooki spending quality time together. I know she's a little upset because she thinks that Gianni gets all the attention with him, and he kind of cries for his dad a lot.
yeah.
But I guess that comes with the territory. I mean, it's his dad. I mean, it's what it is. It's the mom gets the mom time, the dad gets the dad time. But you could tell that these two are working on their relationship just like Jenny and Roger and want to spend more quality time together as a couple. So what do? They get a babysitter. And how do they do that? By setting up producers to hire in random people to interview for the position.
I think
I
the
mean,
best one
yeah.
was the guy that worked at Karma.
Oh, yeah.
You do?
That was set up. Come on.
Yeah.
I liked the pink-haired, what was her, Georgina, the first candidate. She's like, I lived in a funeral home my whole life. I was born and raised in a funeral home.
The
That's
senior
sexy.
citizen. Yeah.
I want my kid around that.
How ironic
sure.
is it that Snooki had asked this woman, do you believe in like ghosts and spirits? And then later on in the episode, we see them going on to ask.
I know.
That was just ironic to me.
What a coincidence. I called it early. I knew that the fifth one was going to be, because at some point, they do this with all reality shows. Whenever they're looking to like find anybody, they always have these creeps. And then all of a sudden, the last one's this gem. This angel from Jesus that just popped down.
Yeah, you have to save the best for last.
Yes.
It's just how it is.
Yes, but she was cute, sweet. I mean, nothing's going to happen. There's 40,000 cameras in the house. If you're going to give a baby, like if you're going to do anything sketchy and creepy and any shaken baby syndrome stuff or any of that horrible stuff that happens, you're not going to do it in a house filled with cameras.
Right, and that's why I was saying they should not be nervous with the fact they're leaving their child with a stranger because they have so much reality crew to watch the baby also.
Exactly. It's perfect.
So, I mean, that girl's probably well entertained babysitting for them. She probably doesn't have a boring moment over there.
No, I don't
She's
think
probably loving it with all the
Right.
cameras.
I mean, she gets airtime, so great for her. It was also interesting, though, to me to see the kinds of questions they were asking the babysitters, the potential candidates. Because, I mean, come on. Do you still have sex to the grandma? What is that?
That was just for the we know. I
mean,
this
yeah, it
show's
is
getting
just
more
for
and
the
more
show.
corny every episode.
But I wish, this is where I wish it was more geared towards their lives in reality, for real, not some staged show just to entertain people and give a few laughs.
I don't think that they're as fun and exciting to watch anymore. They're older, they're getting, they're more mature. So when they could just kind of do whatever they want, and they had so much footage to choose from. You could pick anything from her falling down the stairs to them drunk and bringing people in the house. Now it's like they're normal, regular, married, and almost married people.
I think
Boring.
now that, sorry.
No.
I think
Don't ever
that
be sorry.
they're more relatable now, but that's not as interesting because they are the everyday family, like Snooki and JWoww. I mean, Snooki and Gianni, they're looking for a babysitter. Like, that's what people do these days, but
Are those people really watching the show, though? The people they're relating to now?
Very true.
I don't think moms are watching the show.
No.
Their audience is like 15 to 25 years old, drunken fools like us. No, I'm just kidding. But the people that are watching this are not moms with kids at home, so they have to find something to still keep their audience.
Or maybe, even those straight edge people that lived life and wish they could go back and be a little crazier. There are those.
Living vicariously through Snooki.
Exactly.
That's what I've always wanted to do.
Vicariously through them. But yeah, so they bring in this babysitter, Madison.
Yes.
Sweet girl. Seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. She has her first day babysitting for them while Roger, Jenny, Gianni, and Snooki head over to our favorite part of the evening, the haunted psych place that once housed people with epilepsy and other issues.
Okay, so this had to have been back in the day,
Yes.
buffet, because I know there was a time where if you even twitched, they'd throw you in a mental institution, like the late 1800s, 1900s. I'm such a historical scholar right now. I don't know the exact dates, but there was some time where if you had any mental illness or even the littlest one, and even a hint of one, you were put away. And now epilepsy, you wouldn't be put away for
Right.
epilepsy.
And that's probably why so many of these places have been shut down, because they've put so many people in that they couldn't probably handle the volume of people that needed to be admitted. But I mean, so that kind of fell apart. And now we've realized what is actually a serious condition and what's not a serious condition. And we don't have enough places to put these people.
Right.
yeah.
For real.
Because epilepsy, I mean, can be serious, but I've never heard of an epilepsy
It's not a mental
institution.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not unstable if you have epilepsy. It's just a neurological problem, I think. It's a neurological problem.
I don't know. I don't know what epilepsy is. I'm the one who said it was
Oh, yeah, you were
narcolepsy. I'm
confused.
always
No.
confused. I thought it was when you fall asleep randomly.
Yeah, that's narcolepsy is when you fall asleep at most random places.
That's
and times.
awesome. Always wanted to see a narcoleptic person. Just where do they really fall asleep quickly? I mean,
Anyone.
obviously.
Sometimes I feel like I may be one. Just
don't
because,
know.
like, there's those days where, you know, you just get so tired and you're like, what the hell is going on?
You're just staring into
You
no
ever have
place.
yeah, you ever have to, like, take a nap in the middle of the day because you're just that exhausted, but you don't even understand why because you've had more, like, exhausting days in your past.
My hangover days.
Yeah, hangover days, it's weird.
And when you get more sleep, that's when you're more tired. So when you feel like you're
It's
refreshed.
worse for you.
That was
yeah.
very
It's
true,
like-
Charlotte. You bring up a very good point.
But
the more
no-
you sleep, the more you need to sleep.
Epilepsy is actually an issue where if you're seeing like bright lights flashing or it just triggers something neurologically, like I said, and those people go into a kind of shock. But you have to treat it because I think it could be deathly too. If you swallow like your tongue or something, you could choke on your tongue. You ever hear that? Because they go into such a shock, like they're not functioning properly, and
That's really
Wow.
sad. That is really
you
sad.
have to really be careful. That's why there's medication out there for that.
Yeah, I don't think people could ever really walk around without having medication because that's why I never saw a person in my life ever just fall asleep.
Nope.
So you couldn't drive, you couldn't do anything unless you had.
Well, I
some
know
form of
someone that has epilepsy, and she wasn't allowed to drive for, I think it was 10 years, and then finally she passed a test that
Does she live in
allowed
California?
England.
Oh.
That was allowed her to then drive, but because she was at risk that she might have a fit when she was driving, and that's not just dangerous for her, it could be dangerous for other drivers
Well, of
too.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody on the road. Because I recently actually heard about California having strict rules with issues. I forget what it was recently, but there was something where if they asked you at the DMV and you were, you know, you had the issue, they wouldn't let you drive for 10 years. It was crazy. But anyways, that's that. But how did you guys, like, enjoy the actual experience of going into this psych ward, this abandoned place with the paranormal investigators? Did you think it was entertaining? What did you think about this part of the night?
It's fine.
I think
was
Roger
fine. It
seems to just make fun of everything.
Yeah, I mean that's the only part that was fun. It was. It would have been more interesting if they did something where there was actually some form of activity going on. Obviously, at the end we hear the mummy thing, but it was a little bit like just watching a bunch of kids just running through an abandoned property and then Roger scaring them. So it was fine. It wasn't the funniest episode I've ever seen.
I mean, I did like that Snooki admitted that she's really into haunted houses and ghosts. So she was kind of excited, but, you know, she also got a little freaked out.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, this is our idea of a romantic double date. Ha, funny, interesting.
Right.
Which, it's a little spicy first
Yeah.
date, you know, without Lorenzo.
I would have rather seen them go to dinner and actually have a dinner because I think it's always funny when you try to get your boyfriend or your husband or whatever to be involved in a conversation. And I know the two of them find it very difficult. Gianni and Roger find it very difficult to engage them and
Yeah,
actually-
something more romantic.
Yeah, something like that would have been funny. Because I liked that episode last season where, I think it was last season, where Snooki has her first glass of wine after having the baby and they go out to dinner. And I just thought it was interesting to see because you kind of get a glimpse of like their real life. And I feel like once again, this was kind of amped up for the cameras. And I want to see what they're really like.
Definitely amped up for the cameras, but I actually did appreciate it a little bit more because I thought it spiced the episode up a little bit. If Roger wasn't making so many jokes and pretending to be the ghost himself, I would have liked it even more than I liked it. But, I mean, for the most part, it's better than seeing them, to me, go to dinner again for the 80th time because we've seen that in every episode of Snooki and JWoww, and we've seen it in Jersey Shore where they go to dinner all the time,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, played out to me. Like, that's
Yeah.
not a fun date. I want to see them do something different and more enjoyable.
I guess it was
Yep.
something different rather than going out getting drunk, going to
Yep.
dinner. It was
I want to
spice
see them get
things up.
drunk. That's why I want them to go to dinner, though. So that's
Well, that's
clearly.
why I'm excited for next week's episode, but we'll get into
I am
predictions
too.
later. But if you guys were to guess, who would you think would have died first if this was a movie?
Okay, I love this because I always think about that whenever I see a movie, and I'm always right. I think that Jenny nailed it. She has the biggest boobs, and she's a hot little thing, and she's the one that she's more sexual than Snooki, and usually the ones that have sex first and get naked first are the ones that die. And I can totally see her finding like a bathroom and having sex with Roger, and then having her throat slashed.
True. How about you?
I think Snooki, because I always think that the one in, well, technically I don't think Snooki would because she's the main character, but the person that wears heels is usually always the one that's got the hair dolled, the eyelashes, the heels on, is usually one that dies first. So I feel like she would be the one to
to go first?
Go first.
Good
See,
point.
I agree with you, Ashley. I say JWoww because for some reason I just keep thinking scary movie, Pamela Anderson.
Oh
in
my
that
God.
first scene.
Carmen Electra, you mean?
No, isn't it Pamela Anderson?
The one where she's running in her
Yeah,
in her
that was Pamela
silicone.
Anderson, wasn't
No,
it?
it's Carmen Electra.
Oh, was Pamela Anderson in two? She is, no?
She's
Wait,
in the
no.
newest one.
They were both in that scene because weren't they having a sleepover?
Yeah.
Yeah. The two
Yes,
girls.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
No. She starts by making popcorn, just like the real movie.
Wait, Marissa, do you remember?
Carmen Electra's in the first one, but they're both in the second one.
But they're both
Okay,
in the second one.
okay.
So I don't know. I
Right,
was
and they're both
envisioning
watching
Pamela.
that they
so-
start pillow fighting
Yeah.
in their underwear or whatever.
That
Yeah,
one.
okay, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they look alike. That's why.
because of the big boobs, yeah, and
Yeah.
the
It's
a great
hair.
comparison.
Boobs everywhere. It's
That's
hard
just
to
all that was
distinguish.
running, yeah, through my head.
Me too. Boobs. Boobs.
Lots of boobs.
So we have 2 JWowws and 1 Snooki. Well, you guys at home, let us know who you think would die first if they were to be in an actual scary movie. By commenting and rating on our iTunes. Please give us 5 stars if you're enjoying the show. And then you can transfer those comments onto our YouTube page so we can chat you out. And speaking of that, we did mention in a previous episode we'd bring up zodiac signs and charts and everything. Well, we can't do the chart because we actually need their time of birth, etc.
Yeah, I need their
according
time
to
of birth.
Ashley. But what did you guys think about their signs in general and the compatibility?
Actually, she's great. She watched our show
Really?
last week and she found it. But Snooki's a Sagittarius, and I know any Sagittarius, they feel like they're always right. At least for the ones I know, you can't argue with them unless you're gonna have to end it first because
Those
they're not
were
gonna stop.
Leos.
No, I'm a Leo.
Oh.
No, Leos aren't like no.
Maybe that's why
Leos are
you're
just
saying that.
annoying. Leos are just Virgos are also like that too.
Mhm.
But yeah, Sagittarius is a very opinionated and a little bit judgmental, a little bit. So, and we don't know Roger's sign.
Yeah, I couldn't find that.
Yeah,
I
but-
really tried, but
Yeah, but Gianni and JWoww are Pisces, and I don't actually know much about Pisces. I know they're a sun sign, but I don't know much about Pisces. So.
it did say though that Sagittarius and Pisces are compatible.
Well,
So
yippee-yi-okay.
So I
That's
guess it
awesome.
works for some people.
I guess, right? That makes them. I have to get seriously though. I don't know anything about Pisces. So
we should
for
have a
real,
psychic
she's-
call into the show and give us her intuition on what they think.
That would be really cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be really cool.
If she
or they
thinks
could just
or
give us.
he thinks that they will stay together, or some of the questions we brought up this season.
A psychic would be awesome, but if we
Right?
just got their time of birth, we could also do their charts, which would be cool. But that was really cool of you to have watched the show and then got that information.
Yeah,
I like her.
I know. So you did your
You're
research.
a keeper.
Look at
I
that.
like you.
I did.
So, what did you guys think about previews for the upcoming episodes? What do you predict? What are you looking forward to?
I want to hear what you have
And
to say.
now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm excited to see them in Atlantic City. I think when Snooki said, "I need Jesus," and you just see her falling, it's like, oh great, is Snooki actual Snooki back? Is she reinventing herself to get her past to crop up again? I think drunk Snooki making an appearance again.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. That's honestly what I'm waiting for.
That's what I've been
dying
waiting
to
for.
see it, yeah.
Now we've been waiting 3 episodes. This is
Right.
BS.
It's been 1 episode too long, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what about you? What are you thinking, Ashley?
Well, this show is so unpredictable, so I really know. I liked that they went paintballing. I think that's really cool. They're having fun together, Roger and Gianni, having some male bonding. But of course, I'm also very interested in seeing them go and get drunk.
Right.
I want to see Snooki get Snooki drunk and push herself to that point because she won't let herself do it. But I think with this babysitter, she might just let herself
I think she
pass
might
out. which would be
dance on
great.
some stripper poles.
Right. I think she may have some more security knowing she has a babysitter now and, that whole crew, like we said, in that room filming, watching the kid. So she's got it all taken care of. This is her time to shine and get back to her Jersey roots. So I honestly think she's going to have the time of her life. I'm so excited to see Drunk Snooki back. And, I mean, for all you guys out there that don't really know what East Coasters do for fun, a big part of living it up is going to AC. It's like a mini Vegas for the East Coast.
Yes.
So
That or Mohegan Sun.
exactly, Mohegan Sun, but it's more of like a gambling scene. Like they don't really have nightlife there, right?
I think they actually do. I wouldn't
it
call
big?
it nightlife, and to us it's not
yeah,
nightlife.
it's not
but
really nightlife.
it's okay for some.
But like good DJs actually go to AC, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of good nightclubs and bars you can go to. So I think they're gonna have a good time. And I think what happened to Snooki and JWoww go to AC, that should be a season in my
Yeah,
eyes. So that's what I predict.
Hey, a spin-off. Again, a spin-off of
Right?
a spin-off.
So maybe
Who
next
would've
season,
thunk it?
or when Lorenzo I should say, gets a little older, maybe they'll take it to AC. You never know.
You never know.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I'm Gabby Loren, your host, and you can find me at Gabrielle_Loren on Twitter. Where can we find you guys?
Twitter and Instagram, Miss Ashley Daniels.
And Twitter and Instagram, Road to Making It.
Ooh.
All right, well,
What
tune
a cutie.
in next week for the same stuff but better. We'll see you then.
From
Thank you.
executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.